What's going on, guys? Larry here, early morning again. Beautiful Los Campeones in Eden Prairie, a balmy 30-something degrees this morning as we transition into the winter months. Hey, listen, back building. I know you've seen a lot of other videos, and it's like a lot of people doing all these back movements and having access to special equipment. We're gonna boil something down to the lowest common denominator. You want a back that's wide and you want a back that's thick. So how are we gonna accomplish that? We're gonna pick 2 width movements, we're gonna give it 2 thickness movements, and then we're gonna do some stretching at the end. Don't have a lot of time today, so if you're a busy parent or you just find yourself trying to get in and out of the gym, this workout is for you. It's going to be relatively low volume, so that'll fit into it. But the thing is that you got to be completely locked into what you're doing. So with that being said, we're going to let the camera roll. We're going to get the work done, and we're going to build a bigger back. So you have a nice little V-taper by spring. Let's get going. Okay, guys. I want you all to notice how I'm doing the lat pull down here to start it off. This is the first kind of with combo thickness movement because of the grip. I'm letting the weight pull me up off the seat a little bit. The way I look at lat pull downs is that it's one fluid motion and that you just kind of let the weight pull you up. It looks like I'm not controlling the eccentric, but I assure you I am. I am a fast lifter. I'm someone who likes to get through their reps and then get to the next set. I'm not one of these robotic guys. So that's what works for me. And, I basically have the back to prove it. But I think this style can work for anybody that's been inside of a gym for a long time. So warm-up sets, those generally go around about 20 to 25, maybe even 30 reps. And then I'll drop it down significantly for the next set, which will be in the double digits around about 12 to 15. And then I'll start my work sets. What I recommend to people who are busy and who need to get in and out of the gym is that you got to ramp up real fast. And the way that you ramp up real fast is to do a very high rep first set, first warm-up set, and then a moderate weight and moderate reps for your second warm-up set, and then go straight into your work sets, because whatever muscle you're training is going to be pretty warm unless you are recovering from some type of injury or something like that. So that's just something to keep in mind as you're watching this video, in that I want you all to not necessarily rush through the warm-ups. If I'm conveying that, I do apologize. But what I am asking you to do is I'm making sure that you want to work through a full range of motion and you want to get as much as possible out of this movement. And if it requires a little bit of body English, if it requires some high rep sets, then please go ahead and do that. But I want you all to really work hard to feel that mind and that muscle come together, and then just make for a really, really good first opening movement. Up next, we have the one-arm dumbbell rows. This is a good thickness exercise. Now, I need you all to keep in mind that I am a proponent of having some type of free weight or plate-loaded machine movement in every workout, whether it's a barbell, a dumbbell, or both. I believe free weights are the best way to pack on size, to keep size, to make it look like you lift weights. And I think that is one of the key factors to, even though I am a little bit chunky, I think it's the best way to be able to put size on the back and to be able to display the brutality of a nice physique, right? Because you're pulling against a heavy inanimate force, and it just hits the muscle a little bit different than machines. So always include free weight rowing within your back workouts. If you're not including free weight rowing within your back movements, then there is something wrong. All right, next up, my other favorite movement that I have, chest supported rows. This has been my main back builder for quite a few years now. It's something I go really heavy on. I've recently worked up to where I can kind of manage 5 plates on the front end, but I don't do it too often. But seeing as that how well 4 moved, if I can make this movement that I could do earlier in my workout, then what I will do is that I'll go up to 5 plates and I'll just try to work up the reps from there. I'm wearing a lifting belt while I'm doing this because I have slipped a disc in my back a couple times. But what I'm aiming for is I'm aiming for complete contraction in the lower lat, in the lats rhomboid area, really squeezing that center back, higher lat area, and just really trying to put on mass. Now, sometimes I'll do bent over rows and I'll do a chest supported row, but it's very not often that I do that. But I have been known to do it. So one thing I want to touch on is that if you are busy, right, use intensity techniques to up the ante in your workout. Right here, you see cluster sets. I'm just trying to get 6 sets of 4. I did not. But cluster sets are a good way to build up the volume and build up the intensity within your workout. Remember, guys, we all have lives. We all have jobs. The gym is a small microcosm. So what we need to do as gym rats and meatheads and bodybuilders and powerlifters, we need to make some of these movements just harder to execute so we can get more out of it. So don't be afraid to use intensity techniques to up the ante on it. Now, moving on to my last movement. These are going to be lat pull downs. And I mean, guys, nothing really special here, to be quite honest with you. I'm just making sure I pull the weight down to a fully contracted position, hitting that upper back. And again, as you can see, I'm letting the weight raise me a little bit. Not too much, but just enough to be able to get a little bit of body English and be able to pull that bar down and get a maximum contraction. You know, I know a big thing is full range, but for me, this is probably the best way to do it. It's the way a lot of champions have done it. It's the way that I have liked to do it over the years. And I've done the robotic style training. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but that's something you have to find out for yourself. So 4 movements, 2 width, 2 thickness. This is a width one that you're looking at right now. Around about 2 to 3 heavy sets, and then move on. If you're gonna do that, then I would recommend a second back workout later on in the week. But if you want to do this for like 4 or 5 sets, then I would just keep back at once a week and progress from there. Keep the weight heavy, keep the intensity high, and watch yourself unlock gains you've never seen before. Had to get outside, getting a little stuffy in there. Hey, great session this morning, right? Limited movements, limited volume, limited time, but maximum amount of work. So use this if you are in a time crunch. Use this if you're looking to break through. Again, it's low volume, so you could do it multiple times a week actually and recover from it, because all in all, it was probably around about 10 to 12 sets. So if you're in a cycle where you're towards the end of it and you're training back twice a week, you can add that in. You get about 24 sets a week. So that's on the higher end of back stuff. Sometimes I'll do that in one workout, but usually broken up, it works a little bit better. But that's all I got today, guys. We'll see you next time. Please like, subscribe to the channel, and we'll keep it moving. All right, you have a good day.